that has Bennet Kelley's name on it. Now, Bennet Kelley, remember, was the crazy person that came to my house twice and falsely accused me of being on the verge of attempted murder. So I say, I'm not going to sign that. So, excuse me, I don't even respond. So I'm like, first of all, this guy's not my lawyer. Why is he contacting me? Why is he harassing me? Why is he badgering me? And why is he telling me to sign something? That's to help the other side. I'm like, I'm not going to sign that. I'm thinking, again, not responding. So after 2 months of him hounding me, I'm like, what is this? He's like, you need to sign this because it will state that you were properly served. I'm like, but I wasn't properly served. Bennet Kelley sent his wife to my house to throw their fake court papers on my doormat. And the way I knew it was her, I heard a knock, and then I looked out the window, and I saw her leaving my house. That's it. That's not proper service. They also mailed it to me. You don't mail court documents. That's not what you do. So anyways, I'm like, this isn't So Greg's like, well, do what you want, but you're supposed to sign this. What they wanted to do was pretend like they got an injunction in this courthouse and then go to I'm laughing at the comments. Thank you. They wanted to pretend like they basically fabricated an injunction in this courtroom, and then they were going to go to another courtroom and say, hey, we got an injunction on her, but it was moved to this courtroom. So look, we even have a signature from her. So now you need to muzzle her. So we go and I get a third lawyer. I'm not even going into all that because it's getting too long, but I want to tell you how to heal, okay? The way that I found out that they were raping my court records is because I started following online and going to the courthouse and wasting half a day getting my records, Xeroxing, getting, documentation, getting this, getting that, and then just watching. So when I started saying, I went to the judge, and when I started representing myself, I filed evidence of their illegal court record rape, and turned out that these court workers had swiped out what I put in, gave the judge something else, and had raped the court record again to again manipulate it and to say that I in fact got an injunction, even though they said that they got this October of 2016. I've yet to see this. Okay. So anyways, this crazy guy, Bennett, he's on the verge of getting disbarred and then some. I can't really talk about what is happening with my court records being cleared. I can't talk about how. I can't talk about the law enforcement I can't talk about any of that right now. Okay? But what I can talk about is the truth, and I can't talk about who's been doing it. I can't talk about the abuse. I can't talk about who's financing it. I can't talk about that stuff because, you know what? It's just the way it is. So again, I know that they watch everything. They actually hacked into my phones, and they hacked into my phone, and they bought 3 phones, okay, and they had them shipped. They had the shipping address. I'm not going to say what state, but it's a state that is person that lives there is related to the financier. I'll just put it that way. I'm going through that too. I've been going through. I can't read the rest of this comment. Okay. Yes, the enemy knew you were onto a scam. Yeah, they're all scamming. So exactly, pray to God. So here's a couple lessons that I learned and that I pray will help you. Okay, so number 1, when Scott was running his scam, I was far away from God. I wasn't praying every day. I was not meditating. I wasn't speaking my affirmations. I call them a vision. I've got a vision statement. I wasn't reading that out loud. I have it now programmed in my phone, so I listen to it every day, and I read it out loud. So I wasn't praying. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't renewing my mind, right? Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I wasn't renewing my mind. I wasn't reprogramming my subconscious mind. I wasn't doing all the spiritual and mental and emotional fitness exercises that I knew, okay? And that's how I had the emotional wounds from childhood, but then I was weak in spirit. My spiritual strength was weak. My emotional strength and my mental strength was weak. And so I'm not blaming myself for this at all, because abusers need to face consequences, but I will say that now I have my spiritual protection, okay, my mental protection, my emotional protection, and I'm back on track. There's a story I want to share with you about a woman that I coached many years ago who was a health coach, fabulous woman. I loved coaching her. And when I started coaching her, we worked on her, read the book of Genius. Thank you. I will be praying to God for you and watch God show up and show out. Thank you. Blessings for all the comments and the love and the hearts. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Okay, so here we are now. I had these openings. I call them openings. Okay, so if your opening might be your emotional wounds, it might be your spiritual, you're too accessible spiritually. Okay, the full armor of God. Exactly, Liz. Exactly. I did not have any armor. I did not have any armor, and that's what it means by don't fight in your own strength. Okay, because when the demonic attacks happen, and that's what this is all, demonic attack. Demonic attacks happen, and we try to resist in our own strength. We get slaughtered. Okay. Amen, Dion. Thank you. Okay. So now God is leading me. Now God is my number one and my center. And they're still playing games and whatnot. It's just, again, I can't, there's so much I want to say, but I can't say it yet. But I'm free to say this part, of course. But in terms of clearing my court records, it will happen. But whatever it is for you, maybe somebody you're in a custody battle and your ex-spouse is spewing a lot of hate and trying to get your own family against you, and maybe you're being slandered, maybe your business is going under, maybe you have a job and you have a thank you, Shannon. Prayers for your sanity through all this, sis, and restoring of your name. I appreciate you. Thank you. It is happening, and I appreciate the support and the love. It means a lot to me, and all the hearts. Thank you. Okay. So you want to just, keep God first, put on the full armor of God every day, and be aware of the attacks of the enemy. Okay? The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, right? But Jesus came for us to have life and have it more abundantly. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up against you in judgment shall be condemned. Okay? Always remember that. The attacks will come, and I think that when we're fighting in our own strength, okay, what happens mentally is we think, first of all, that we have to fight this all by ourselves. Even, again, lawyers. I was just like, oh, I'm going to pay these lawyers to fight for me. No, I didn't put my trust in God. That's not to say don't hire lawyers, obviously, but I was so ignorant in the law that my own lawyers were taking advantage of me. I gave my armor to my son when he was incarcerated. I found exactly. Okay, and it's interesting with Meek Mill. I actually tweeted Meek Mill, right? So with Meek Mill and with the social justice, with all these reforms, the criminal system reform, the gun laws are going to be reformed. I know that. The harassment, the sexual harassment in corporations. That nonsense has been going on for way too long. The oppression of women. It made me cry when I saw the pay rate for Mark Wahlberg and his co-star, right? Mark Wahlberg got $1 million and his co-star female got $1,000. It still just breaks my heart. And you know what? They had the same agency. And again, these agents and these lawyers and these people, what they do is they con together, right? So the person who's representing is it Michelle Williams, her name? The person who was representing Mark Wahlberg's co-star, right, was representing both of them. What's supposed to happen is the agent's supposed to get 10%. Okay, so if they were both paid $1 million, right, the agency would get 10% of Mark and 10% of his co-star. But if the production, the movie studio says, look, to the agent, look, let's cut a deal, okay? We'll give Mark $1 million. We'll give her, just regular pay, daily rate of an extra, okay? But then we're going to give you 12%. So they don't have to pay Michelle, I think that's her name, $1 million. They save $1 million, and they only have to pay the agency, 12%, a lot less. Tamika says, thanks for sharing. I really needed to hear all of this. Thanks so much. Thank you. You know, I've been wanting to do this video for months. For months. So it's, you know, now you can see I'm smiling and I'm happy, and